A very pleasant good evening and welcome basketball fans to the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network presented by Sarver Paving. We are at Arrow Arena at Ashland High School in Ashland, Ohio. It's time for high school boys varsity basketball as the Arrows host a non-conference battle against the Ontario Warriors. David Wilson reporting, along with Aiden Chandler and Brandon Gunder. The Arrows 4-4, taking on a Warriors team out of Division 4 in OHSAA basketball, the smaller school divisions, but they come in with an impressive mark of 10-0. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Hedstrom Entertainment, having unplugged fun for over 100 years. As you watch the teams warming up, this is the Countdown to Tip-Off show brought to you by Simonson Construction Services, serving Ashland and North Central Ohio for over 50 years. Arrows lost last night on the road at New Philly, a lopsided 63-37 final. Meanwhile, Ontario had a 12-point victory over Marengo Highland, 78-66. Well, Aiden Chandler, good evening to you. The stage is set. It's a non-conference battle, but a big test for the Arrows, not only coming off a tough loss, but certainly when you take on a team that is trying to get through the first 50% of their regular season unbeaten, that's a strong test on your home floor.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do in Ohio high school basketball, is go undefeated. And a couple years ago, actually it's been about a decade ago, 2015, the 2014-2015 season, Ashland went 22-2 over the regular season and playoff stretch, losing their first game of the regular season and then winning the next 22, and then losing in the district final game to Lima Seniors. So we've seen good basketball here in Arrow Arena. Ontario obviously losing a legendary coach in Joe Baylog a few years ago. They're finally back, and good to see them doing well. It's good for the area, but the Arrows got a tough test. And you know what, David? We've seen really good basketball here from the Arrows lately at home, and they haven't lost a game here on their home floor, picking up two big wins against Mansfield Senior and Lexington in their last two home contests, but a sluggish performance last night in New Philadelphia, where they scored only 3 points in the first quarter, 37 points total. They shot 30% from the field, 21 turnovers, and their big four, Reed, Garrett, Gabe, and Paxton Ediger, combining for 2 of 15 from the three-point line. So a little bit of a hangover, if you will, for the Arrows after two big wins here at home. But they definitely got to step things up tonight and bring it tonight, because they got a really good Ontario team on the other side.
Well, they snapped their 3-game winning streak, and they'll try to get that mojo back. As you mentioned here, they have played well here at Arrow Arena. Let's go ahead and check the Arrows record and the OCC standings. It's brought to you by Whitaker Myers, providing solutions for your insurance, benefits, and wealth management needs since 1869, with offices in Ashland and Worcester. Dover continues to lead the league. They're 5-0, 7-2 overall. And you've got a logjam of Ashland, Mansfield Senior, and New Philly all at 3-2. Lexington 2-2, Worcester 2-3. West Holmes and Madison bringing up the rear, with West Holmes at 1-4 and Madison at 0-4 in the league, 1-5 overall. Ashland will be playing West Holmes next. That will be here at home next Friday night. We'll have that one for you here on the Arrows Broadcasting Network. As far as games tonight, there are 3 other games going on in the OCC. All of them, I believe, are non-conference battles. Lexington is at Shelby, Dover at Indian Valley, and Worcester playing their rivalry game against Triway. So those are the other games going on here. It's Ashland and Ontario.
And just a reminder, we come to you all season long from the Priest Dental broadcast booth. Priest Dental, your hometown dental leader. Proud AHS alum Kevin Priest and his team will handle all of your dental needs.
We are counting it down to the tip-off between the Warriors of Ontario and the Arrows of Ashland High School. We'll have more on our Countdown to Tip-Off show when we continue after this timeout. You're watching the Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Welcome back to Arrow Arena and our Simonson Construction Countdown to Tip-Off show. The Arrows against the Warriors. This announcement from the basketball sponsors here at AHS. Coach Hess will be presenting a award to our game ball sponsor tonight, Mr. and Mrs. Randy Thomas. Mr. Thomas is the Ashland High School and local area rep for BSN Sports. And the basketball sponsors would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Thomas for their support of Arrows basketball. Well, Aiden, as the Arrows warm up here, first game of 2026, 4-4. You mentioned how well they've played on the road. They'll try to channel some of that, but it all boils down to this team, I think, as we've seen the development so far in roughly, a third of the season. You got to have some threes going in to open things up for the Arrows.
Yeah, and when your top four shooters a night ago go 2 of 15 from the three-point line, obviously that's not a recipe for success for Coach Hess's squad. And the only positive, I was talking to Coach Hess before coming up here, the only positive from last night were the Arrows shot 14 of 14 from the free throw line. So that's impressive, obviously, but you got to shoot the three ball well, especially against a team like Ontario, who's averaging 66 points a night. The Arrows holding their opponents to 61, so got to shoot well. The Arrows kind of live or die by that three ball, and so far early on in the season here at home, they have been connecting on those three-pointers, but last night that was not the case.
Ontario is out of the MOAC, the Mid-Ohio Athletic Conference. They're already 6-0 in league play. They have a big game coming up against River Valley next Friday. River Valley is currently 5-0 in the MOAC. So this is a big tune-up game for them to get ready for River Valley. But as Aiden mentioned, they're averaging 66 a night. The Arrows average 60. Jerry Moten is the head coach of the Warriors. An interesting background, Aiden. He played some pro ball in Sweden.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I was actually just talking to former Ashland Arrow by the name of Garrett Dembo. He graduated here, played basketball, graduated in 2019. Garrett has been on a few G League teams, notably the Clippers G League affiliate, the Mavericks G League affiliate, and the Rockets, the Houston Rockets G League affiliate. Garrett just got released by the Rockets G League team, but he's potentially going to go over to Europe and pursue a career over there. So it was nice to catch up with Garrett. Had a lot of success here in the Arrow uniform. So wishing him the best, but always cool when a coach has the professional experience and he's trying to pass that along to his players. And it looks like he's off to a good start in his third year here at Ontario.
Yeah, Jerry Moten, Mansfield senior alum. Then he played college ball at the junior college level at Grand Rapids and at Lakeland up in Lake County, and finished at Lindsey Wilson University before moving on to a pro career overseas. Friends, when we have our game day guests here on the Countdown to Tip-Off show, or at halftime, as is the case tonight when we'll visit with Scott Valentine, it's all brought to you by Whitcomb & Hess. They have your needs covered. Plan, grow, thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. We are counting it down to the tip-off between Ashland and Ontario here at Arrow Arena. Good crowd filing in already on this Saturday night, the 3rd of January. We'll take this time out and come back with more, including our national anthem that is just ahead You're watching Arrows basketball on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Friends, this reminder that the official watch location for Arrows Athletics is the South Street Grill. Your home to catch Arrows Athletics if you aren't able to attend in person. South Street will carry Arrows basketball all season long in the lower level bar area. David Wilson and Aiden Chandler back here at Arrow Arena for our Saturday night presentation of Arrows basketball, and a big test tonight against the Ontario Warriors as the Arrows will step out of conference. These are big games. Obviously, you put a lot of stock in the conference games. Everybody wants to win the conference, and those are the priority games, but you still want to test yourself against good competition, and that's exactly what the Arrows will get tonight. This really is kind of a tourney prep kind of game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've talked about how successful Ontario has been this year, and it's always good, too, to get a team who's just down the road, just down Route 30, to come in here and give you a challenge. And the community's wise to show up to this game because we know what we've been treated to the last 2 games here in Arrow Arena. So hopefully we can get more of the same. Hopefully the Arrows can keep it competitive and find a way to eke one out at the end of the game.
Yeah, we've had some exciting finishes here with Mansfield and Lexington in the past home games that the Arrows were able to emerge victorious and prevail. We'll see what happens tonight against this talented Warriors team. We'll talk about the personnel as we get going here in just a few moments. I think it'll be a brief one, but it's time for our injury report. Aiden, it looks like both coaches will have a full squad.
Yep, the injury report brought to you by Fickus Furniture. No need for the big box stores. Fickus Furniture has your needs covered, and that is correct. No one out tonight due to injury. Coach Hess will have a full roster, as will Coach Moten of Ontario.
Warriors won last night by 12. They are a Division IV team. Aiden alluded earlier to Joe Baylog, who coached for many decades at Ontario, 598 career wins. He was followed by Tim Mergel for 2 years. He's in attendance at the game here tonight, but now Jerry Moten in his 3rd year guiding the Ontario program, and he has them off to, likely, and I don't know because we didn't check the record books, but I would say it's probably one of the best starts they've ever had there.
Yeah, Coach Baylog, obviously a great record in his tenure at Ontario, a Hall of Famer in the state of Ohio. Had a very successful career at Ontario, decided to hang it up, and it's good to see Ontario back to playing some good basketball.
Well, our upcoming national anthem is presented by Chandler Systems, Inc., locally owned and operated right here in Ashland, Ohio for over 40 years. Old Glory has been deployed, and a great crowd on hand tonight. The parking lot was full when I got here. That was close to the start of the JV game, which was won by the Arrows in stunning fashion tonight, 78-38. So congratulations to the JV team. Now we'll pause for our national anthem. right, time to check the starting lineups for tonight's game. Lineups are brought to you by Truly Inspired Paper Company for all of your paper needs, from wedding invitations to business cards and everything in between. Truly Inspired Paper Company in Ashland and Loudonville. First out for the Warriors, coached by Jerry Moten. They're 10-0 on the year. Remington Schroeder will start at one guard spot. He's 5'10" and a senior. Schroeder averaging 4 a night. Jameer Jones will start at a forward spot. He's 6'3" and a junior. Carday Brown is their leading scorer. He's 6'3" and a sophomore. He poured in 33 last night. Trendon Flannery will start at a guard spot. He scored in double figures last night as well with 17. And Trey Remy will round out the lineup. He's in the post, a sophomore at 6'6". Schroeder, Jones, Brown, Flannery, and Remy are the starters for the Warriors. For the Arrows, Gunnar Lacey will start at one guard. He's a 5'11" senior. Gabe Bates will run the point, 5'8". He's a senior. Reed Emmons at a forward spot, 6'3", a senior. Garrett Davis at a wing spot, 6'1", a junior. And Pax Ediger at a guard position, leading scorer, averaging 25. He is 6 feet tall and a senior. Once again for the Arrows, it'll be Lacey, Bates, Emmons, Davis, and Ediger. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by the Truly Inspired Paper Company. Aiden, time to check those keys to the game. What do you have?
Yeah, tonight's keys to the game brought to you by your hometown vision leader, Ashland Eye Care. Proud AHS alum, Dan Dembo will handle all of your vision needs. Well, first for the visiting Ontario Warriors, number one, they got to contain Pax and Ediger. They got to make someone else beat them tonight. They got to out-effort the Arrows for 32 minutes because the Arrows do not give up here at home, and that's in part to a 3-0 record that they have at home. They also have to take care of the basketball. Ashland has sped up senior high and Lex in their last 2 home games, which has led to run-out layups and threes. So they're going to have to do a good job of taking care of the basketball. Same holds true for the Arrows. Now the Arrows, they have to make number 25 uncomfortable. He scored 33 points in their last game, has Corday Brown, and he averages over 20. They have shut down Kalen Brooks at Mansfield Senior. They shut down Seven Allen when Lexington was here. They got to slow down Corday Brown if they want to take down this Ontario team. Secondly, they've got to rebound the basketball. Find a body, box out. They're outsized because of the 6'6" post man for Ontario, so they got to out-effort Ontario on the glass. And lastly, they have to avoid the slow start. They had 3 points in the first quarter last night against New Philly, and the last couple of home games we've seen here, the Arrows have gotten off to a slow start offensively. So get off to a quick start, and you got a chance to take down this Ontario team.
Those are certainly important keys tonight, and it all goes back, as we alluded to earlier in the pregame show, hitting some threes. We know if those drop early, it can certainly lead to some early momentum for teams that can get hot right out of the starting gate. Time to check those referees, Aiden. Who will make the impartial calls tonight?
Tonight's referees brought to you by your hometown barbershop, 419 Barbershop in downtown Ashland. Matt Trukovich and his team have all your needs covered. Tonight's officials, Brett Carpenter, Ben Gunn, and Rick Rose.
All right, time for our tip-off, brought to you by Linway Restaurant, quality food and fine service since 1951. Arrows are in their white uniforms, trimmed in black and orange. The bright royal blue uniforms for Ontario, trimmed in gold. And we are ready for some basketball. It'll be Remy in the middle against Emmons. It's taken by Ontario. Remington Schroeder will bring it up, and he'll be met by Gabe Bates in the man-to-man. And away we go with some Saturday night basketball between the Warriors and the Arrows. Ontario 10-0, Ashland 4-4. Spin move in the lane. Off-balance shot put up there by Flannery, and a foul under the hoop.
I believe it's going to be on Lacey. So Gunnar Lacey picks up his first. I was talking to Reed Emmons' father today at the Ashland University men's game. Gunnar Lacey trucked someone last night, and that player got called for a moving screen at New Philly.
His first foul, team's first. Ontario continues the possession. Flannery out front.
Flannery's a big-time shooter for this Ontario team. He likes to drive as well, has capability of finishing around the rim.
He's young, he's a sophomore. First touch for Brown, also a 10th grader. He drives on Davis, gets shut off on the baseline. Back out to Flannery. Ediger draws the assignment on him. Arrow's doing a lot of switching right now. We're 1 minute into the ball game. First quarter, we have no score. Baith on Flannery now. Wants to force the action. Gets it over to Brown, directing traffic. Remy comes for a screen. Off the dribble. Shot is knocked down by Brown. Pretty good defense by the Arrows. They advance the ball quickly, but it's a turnover against Ashland. 2-0 Ontario. And a foul called against the Arrows. Almost ran out of bounds. Flannery kept moving toward the baseline and got bailed out by the foul call.
Yeah, 21 turnovers a night ago for this Ashland team against New Philadelphia. One early on here on their first possession of the game. Got to take care of the basketball.
Brown will trigger the play under the hoop, baseline left. Remy has it. Pulleys his way in, lowers his shoulder down, but I think they're going to get Lacey on his second foul.
Thought maybe we might have had a travel there before the foul call. Nonetheless, we're going to have a Sid-Suds substitution. Ty Bates will check into the game for Gunnar Lacey after this first free throw.
Sid-Suds, your go-to for all your power washing needs with super heated water. First point for Trey Remy, the sophomore. So if you're hearing sophomore, you're right, 3 of them in the starting lineup.
If you're an Ontario fan, you like that. Certainly, as you got a lot of years of success upcoming here.
1 out of 2 at the line. Long 3, Bates. Bates, no good. Comes off to the weak side, and the rebound taken care of by Schroeder. Top of the key. 3-point opportunity, not there. Bates stepped out of bounds, trying to gather in the rebound.
Tried to tightrope the baseline, couldn't do it. So team rebound to the Warriors, and they're going to get another chance here on offense.
So they're up 3-0. 6:06, almost 2 minutes gone by first quarter. Spin move, Brown throws up the shot, not there. Ball saved inbounds to Ty Bates. Bates with a couple of rebounds off the bench. Here comes Baith. Ediger with the ball, thought about a long 3, gave it up, got it back. He's in the paint, forces it up, partially blocked, and the loose ball picked up by Schroeder. Here come the Warriors, unbeaten at 10-0. They're pitching a shutout so far, 5:35 to go in the first.
As that slow start we talked about for the Arrow offense, very few possessions on the offensive end. They're unable to get a bucket so far.
Only 2 field goal attempts all the way to the rim. That's Flannery.
He had 17 points a night ago for this Ontario team, their win over Highland. Definitely can score the basketball from anywhere.
Brown and Flannery each with a bucket. It's 5-0 Ontario. Baith shut off on the low left block. Now it's Ediger. He drives into the paint. No look pass, and Bates with the finish.
Nice find there by Ediger. Teams are going to crash on Pax, the leading scorer of this Ashland team. Anytime he drives, he finds a wide open Bates, who finishes at the rim for 2.
So the Arrows on the board. It took over 3 minutes, but they're down by only 3. Brown with the ball. Now it's Schroeder, the lone senior in the lineup. He runs the point. Out of bounds. It'll stay Ontario ball with 4:28 to go. First quarter action brought to you by Comfort Control, providing the best comfort for residential and commercial customers for more than 40 years.
Carday Brown, a big-time driver for this Ontario team. He drives a lot to the left side. He's a streaky shooter, but he can finish around the rim.
That's him there. Step through and finishes off the glass. Right on cue, Aiden. 4 points for him. 7-2. Ediger throws it out. Emmons for 3. They needed that one. Emmons to the rescue.
Talked about it in the pregame show. Going to have to knock down those threes if you want to hang around with this Ontario team.
Reed Emmons shooting almost 50% from three-point range, and they forced the turnover.
First turnover there for Ontario. Both teams only with one turnover. Ashland off to that slow start, but a chance to tie things or take the lead here in the first quarter.
7-5. There's Ediger, left his feet, lost the ball, and it's a turnover for the Arrows. Stolen away, and here come the Warriors. Flannery for three, too strong. Emmons grabs the rebound. 2-point game right now. Baith surveys the defense, drives to the hoop. Off the back flange, no. Schroeder with his third rebound. Here come the Warriors now. 3:25 to go in the first.
Emmons, the tallest guy on the floor for Ashland's got to be physical down low. Really has to go up for those rebounds.
Mile long three, no good. Emmons another board, his second. Ediger for three, in and out. Rebound is ripped down. Jameer Jones with his first touch of the basketball. He sets the screen now for Brown.
6th or 7th man of the year, however you want to view it. Killian O'Brien about to check in for Coach Hess's squad. He was throwing them down today in the pregame shoot-around during film this morning.
This is Jones. 2:43 to go, first quarter. Flannery circles back out into front court. Jerry Moten calls a new play from the bench. Emmons providing the defense. Now it's Schroeder way out toward the 10-second line. Flannery.
Good defense here from the Arrows. Ontario having to work for their buckets.
They get it to the big man, and he drives to the hoop and gets fouled. Looks like they will get Emmons on the foul, his first, team foul number 4. Gunnar Lacey had 2 early personals.
Kind of surprised with that call. I thought they were going to call that on Garrett Davis jumping up with Remy there, but Emmons picks up the foul, and Remy heading to the free throw line for the second time tonight, 1 for 2 early on.
The first of the 2 shots, no good. He has 1 point on the night. So O'Brien in, Davis out on our Suds substitutions.
Camden Powers checking into the game for the Warriors, and another one awaiting will replace Remy, the shooter.
Schroeder takes a seat on the Ontario bench. 2:15 to go. First quarter, just getting warmed up here at Arrow Arena.
So Garrett Davis, the guy slated to guard Carde Brown for Coach Hess's squad tonight, he heads to the bench. So we'll see what Brown can do here.
Remy misses both. Rebound down to Emmons, who has 3 boards. Here's Ediger. Spin move, falls down. They're going to call a late foul. So that bails out the Arrows there.
Ontario not happy with that call, but that's only their first foul call of the contest with 2:07 left to go here in the first quarter.
That is their first foul. It goes against Camden Powers. O'Brien will trigger the play, non-shooting foul. Almost stolen. Also in the game, Kobe Ramian. He's 24, number 24, 6'2", a sophomore. O'Brien, chest pass into Baith. Another long 3, too strong. Emmons grabs the board, back to Baith. Tries to throw it out front, it's thrown away. Third turnover for the Arrows. Flannery to the bucket, no. And a tie-up on the board. I think it's going Ashland's way. 1:51 on the clock, first quarter. 7-5.
Possession will go to the Arrows.
Ty Bates has to come to that pass from Baith down low on the other side. If Ty Bates comes to that basketball, much higher percentage of catching it, and then you avoid the turnover.
Zone pressure, Arrows break it. Emmons had the ball stripped, he got it back. Baith, corner 3. Off the rim, no. Ball on the floor, it's picked up by Flannery. Fast break opportunity here for the Warriors. Jones. And some contact that's going to go against Ashland. It's Reed Emmons will pick up the foul. That'll be his second. We're going to see it here again on our Sarver Paving replay.
Looks like Emmons was sliding there, so a good call there by the officials. Obviously, you want to see that. That's a big change of momentum call if you can draw a charge, but nonetheless, it'll be Emmons' second foul here in the first quarter.
He joins Gunnar Lacey with 2. And Ontario missing foul shots. Davis in, Emmons out on the Suds substitutions.
A real quick shout out here to our Arrow wrestlers winning the 63rd J.C. Gorman Invitational today. Tyson Mateo, Guardian Miller, Drayston Martin, all champions. Mason Bauer, a runner-up.
Incredible performance.
Haven't won that one in a while, so nice to see him take the trophy again.
O'Brien grabs the rebound off the missed foul shot. At the other end, Ediger is fouled. He's got 2 shots coming up. That will be Camden Power's second foul. I think we've got a 30 taken here by Jerry Moten. So Ediger will be at the line on the restart. Checking the scoreboard, brought to you by Simonson Construction Services, serving Ashland and North Central Ohio for over 50 years. It is 7-5. Arrows down by 2 after getting down 5-0 in this game, and defense has kind of taken over.
Yeah, absolutely. Arrows doing a good job on the defensive end to make Ontario run through their offense, doing a good job of slowing them down. This is where Ontario gets a lot of their points, is forcing turnovers, running in transition, getting wide open layups, or kicking to open shooters for 3. Coach Hess told me if they want to win this game tonight, they can't turn over the basketball. Got to take care of it. Ontario also has gone to the free throw line 3 times tonight. They've only converted 1 of those opportunities.
There's Ediger. 86% at the line. It's money in the bank. He scores. That's his first point.
Arrow's first trip to the free throw line tonight. The Connery Manufacturing free throw line, your wastewater equipment leader, locally owned for over 40 years.
2 out of 2. And we are tied at 7-7.
Substitution. Brandon Briggs going to check into the game. Brandon Briggs started the year in the starting lineup, has seen his role diminished. He came over to play basketball after a successful campaign 4 years with the football team.
Might pick up his first foul as he went for the pick.
Well, if he's not going to play a lot of minutes, you at least like him to be out there and be physical.
Now Maine double bonus time here. Colby Ramian to the line. A 50% foul shooter on the year. Scored 8 last night in their win. And he knocks down the free throw, and he's in the scoring column. And Ontario back on top, 8-7.
I mean, when you have a guy at the head coaching position like Joe Baylog was from 1985 to 2021, obviously there's a lot of turnover when he leaves. And took a while to rebuild this program, but props to Coach Moten for what he's done, getting off to a 10-0 start in his 3rd year.
Ediger, catch and shoot 3, right wing, no. Briggs another rebound, shovel pass to Ediger, put it through the hoop the wrong way. And then Remy came up with the rebound. 3 ball, no, a long skip pass from the right wing. It is Ramian, knocks down the 3. So he has 4 points. All of a sudden it's 11-7. Ediger's shot is blocked. And a walk at the other end by Ramian. So shuffled his feet as he got Killian O'Brien to go by on a pump fake, but then walked with it. It's a turnover, their second.
I think Coach Hess still pleading his case that Ediger bucket that went through the hoop and back down the hoop should have counted. I'm not sure the rule on that, though. I've never seen that happen before, actually, in a game. I always do it in a game of pig when you're trying to throw the other person's shot back out.
Davis almost lost it out of bounds. It's Ediger driving hard to the hoop, and the reverse layup goes off the glass and down the hatch. A bank shot by Coldwell Banker Ward Real Estate, and at the other end, Flannery wastes no time. He scores. Ediger up to 4 points now. 13-9. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot. It's taken away as the first quarter expires. Long 3 by Flannery. Fortunately for the Arrows, does not go in. And a flourish at the end of the first quarter. It's 13-9 Ontario as they better the Arrows by 4 in the first. We'll get second quarter play-by-play going when we come right back in a flash on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, We're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Did you say Ramian?
Yeah, and then he hit a three. All right, 13-9 as we go to the second quarter. 4-point lead for Ontario. They have the ball to start play here in quarter number 2. Glad you're with us for our coverage on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Carday Brown, right side, goes to Ramian. Knocked away by Gabe Bates and stolen away. Ty Bates to Bates, catch and shoot three, bingo!
That's the ideal way to start the second quarter if you're Coach Hess. Get a turnover on the defensive side, turn it into a transition three.
Defense to offense. Bates knocks down the long shot. 13-12 now, but coming right back, it's Ramian. He knocks down the mid-range shot and has half a dozen points. 15-12, long three. Missed everything, and Carday Brown comes up with the rebound, his first. 3-point lead. Brown directing traffic. Entry pass knocked away by Ediger. Brown picks it up.
Got to be more hungry for that loose ball there. Did a nice job to poke it away. Someone's got to go after, get on the floor.
Ashland's defense being very disruptive. That shot in and out, and Garrett Davis corrals the rebound. Bates looking for Bates. Now Ediger, long three, deep on the left. And it goes up, hits one of the support structures and out of bounds.
I don't know if I like that shot. Very early in the possession there for the Arrows, especially after forcing a missed shot on the other end, getting a rebound. Like to see you get into a set offensively, get a better look than a 30-footer from three.
Possession game. They were looking for Remy underneath. Broken up by a charging Garrett Davis.
We'll have to keep track of the Lady Arrows tonight, who are in action in conference play on the road in Millersburg, taking on the West Holmes Knights. Coach Holt coaching against one of her college teammates' sisters, Lindsay Snyder.
They'll get it into Schroeder, who's back in the game. Brown looks for Flannery, top of the key. Ediger on him. 6:17 to go, second quarter. Scott Valentine will be with us at halftime. Arrows trying to get back in the win column after losing last night. Foul as the Arrows tried to come with a double team. Gabe Bates guilty of the foul. It'll be his second.
Got to be careful now. 3 of your starters with 2 fouls. Early on here in the second quarter, Reed Emmons with 2 will sit down. Gabe Bates got to be smart, a big source of offense for this Arrow team.
O'Brien in the game for Ashland. Ontario 10-0. You can see why. They have some talented players here. It is Brown and a hand check foul against Garrett Davis. Fouls are mounting for the Arrows.
I hate to say this, but that's kind of a soft call. Garrett Davis, minimal contact compared to some of the fouls they've been calling early in this game. I never like to complain about the officials, but it seemed a little soft of a foul call there on Garrett Davis. But Garrett Davis, a really good on-ball defender, doing a good job here early on. Coach Hess has to be happy only holding Carday Brown to 4 points in that first quarter.
Arrows defense playing very well right now, giving up just 15 totals. Cannot find any points on the offensive end. Remy falls down, loses the ball. Here's Ediger driving, left-hand layup, good.
Killian O'Brien got up there to try and throw down a miss if it would have happened. Good job, though, to be careful and avoid an offensive basket interference.
Flannery gets by Ediger, elevates and uses the glass and knocks down the shot. He has 6. Another answer for Ontario. They stay ahead by 3. Here's Baith with a full head of steam, but lost the ball. Transition time for Ontario. Flannery to the basket, uses the glass again. Back-to-back buckets. 19-14. Garrett Davis kicks it out. Bates to Ediger down the lane, misses the shot. The rebound to Schroeder.
Arrow offense out of sorts. Ontario on a run here.
Arrows recover defensively here. Long 3 by Brown, got knocked over, missed the shot. Remy down with the rebound. The turnaround from 7, no. And Davis with the rebound.
Nice defense there on the post by Killian O'Brien to body up Remy and not pick up a foul.
Forced him into a bad shot. O'Brien to Davis. Comes off a Bates screen. Running right-hander, no, but drew some contact. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. I think they got Jones. They got Zane Curry, number 22. Curry is another sophomore. Davis at the line looking for his first point, and he got it.
Substitution for the Arrows.
19-15. Kingston Jenkins in. Baith will get a breather as Jason Hess goes to the bench. Jenkins averaging 2 a game on the varsity level. He had a big hand in that 78-point JV performance. Shot is good by Davis. He has a couple.
Arrows able to weather the storm here from this Ontario team, winning this quarter 7-6 right now. Look for a stop on defense and a good basket on the offensive side to try and tie or take the lead.
Yeah, 1 possession game right now. They get it down low to Jones. The kick out to Schroeder. Brown right back to Schroeder, and Jenkins on him. Almost lost the ball. He did lose it. Ediger, one-on-one the other way. Had it taken away. Flannery, wild shot. The rebound ran down by Bates.
A lot of contact on that Ediger drive on the last possession for the Arrows.
Jenkins kicks it out to Davis for 3. Not there. It hung on the rim. Bates another rebound. To Ediger. Turnaround up and good. Ediger has 8.
The effort is there for the Arrows tonight, just not firing on all cylinders offensively in terms of shooting the basketball.
Yeah, and yet they're only down 1. And now Ediger thought he had a clean block on Brown, but it'll send Brown to the line. And Ediger picks up the foul. We'll see it again.
Yeah, I think Ediger a little frustrated with the no call on the other end when he drove. Thought he got the ball there. Tough to see from our angle, but his first foul.
Second quarter action brought to you by Comfort Control. Carday Brown, 33 points last night. What a show he put on it. Highland misses that shot.
The Warriors are 2 for 9 from the free throw line early on here. They've had a really good opportunity to try and grow a big lead in this first half, but they can't knock them down at the Connery Manufacturing free throw line. That's why it's a 1-point game.
Misses both. Davis another board. It's 1-point game right now. Ontario 19, Ashland 18 on our Simonson Construction scoreboard. O'Brien to Pax. Splits 2 defenders. Spins, finds Davis. Long 3 on the left. Way too strong. Long rebound to Jenkins. No look pass is deflected out of bounds. Last to touch it, the Warriors.
There's those long rebounds we were talking about in the girls' game the other night. Nice job by Kingston Jenkins to track down the basketball and give the Arrows another opportunity to take a lead here.
Ediger looks for a screen. Pass is deflected and turned over.
6 turnover for the Arrows here.
2:52 to go before halftime. Flannery tried to use the glass again. The time he missed. Davis, O'Brien, and now Ediger jump stop and the finish inside. 10 for Ediger, and we've got a full timeout taken by Ontario, and that bucket by Ediger puts the Arrows ahead for the first time tonight, 20-19. They'll keep it here during the timeout. No jazz band tonight. They'll be back a little bit later on this season. When they are performing, it's brought to you by the Bill Harris dealerships, with locations in Ashland and Loudonville, from Chevys to Fords to Dodges to Jeeps. Quality pre-owned vehicles. Bill Harris dealerships is your one-stop shop. Again, we have Scott Valentine coming up here at halftime. Brought to you by Whitcomb and Hess. Talk some Ashland football coming up. 2:37 on the clock here. We're in the second quarter.
What an effort from the Arrows, right? They got off to another slow start.
Yeah.
They've done what they've done all season here at home. Just continue to weather the storm, and they lead by 1 with 2:37 left to go. A phenomenal defensive effort here in the second quarter, only allowing 6 points, outscoring Ontario 11-6 here in the second quarter.
And really not a lot of threes falling.
No, they're doing a good job, though, to force Ontario to shoot those threes, because every time Ontario tries to get in the paint, get around the rim, besides Flannery, no one else has been able to get up a shot around the rim. So good job defensively by the Arrows. The game plan working so far for Coach Jason Hess.
20-19, Ashland. Schroeder stops on a dime, swings a pass. Now it's Brown on the right, guarded by O'Brien. He backs him down, goes up with the left hand and scores. Strong move by Carday Brown. He has 6 points. Ontario back in front.
And you know, at some point, Carday Brown's going to get his points. You just have to hold him for less than 20, because he scored 20 in back-to-back contests.
Ediger, a little stutter step move in the paint, and the soft finish. He has a dozen now. Arrows up 22-21, 2-minute warning.
Only 13 points for Ediger against that New Philly in that loss last night. He's up to 12, about to surpass that here in the first half.
So Schroeder, guarded closely by Jenkins, getting some varsity minutes due to some foul trouble on the Arrow side. 1:42 on the clock. Flannery can't shake Davis. Skip pass, saved almost from going out of bounds, but then Schroeder came down. Might have actually hit Jason Hess, as we'll see this off the mark skip pass, and ended up landing on the sideline.
Good call by the officials there to see that. Obviously, it happened super quickly. Coach Hess almost kept him in bounds.
I feel Hess could have stolen that ball.
I think so.
O'Brien to Ediger. Ashland up by 1, 22-21. 1:20 to go. That's Jenkins to the rim, banks it in.
You like to see that out of the sophomore if you're Coach Hess. A lot of poise and taking it to the basket, able to finish through a little bit of contact. The Arrows lead by 3, their largest lead of the game.
Driving Jones. He found an open lane to the basket. That's his first 2. Jameer Jones makes it a 1-point game. Ashland up 24-23. We're under a minute to go now in the second quarter.
I'd like to see some patience here from the Arrows. Get the last shot, because this guarantees that you go into the locker room with a lead.
Got a 5-second call. Turnover against the Arrows in front court. There's a little bit of trash talking going on. I think the officials tried to get that taken care of right away.
Just an unforced error there by the Arrows. Their 7th turnover of the contest. Now, not on pace for the 21 they had a night ago, but still too many mounting here for the Arrows on offense.
They're guarding a 1-point lead, and the Warriors. Brown.
That was blocked by,
partially blocked by O'Brien. And Jenkins came up with the rebound. He'll bring it up. 25 seconds left. The Arrows have the lead. They could hold for one shot, but oh no, it is going to stay Arrows ball. Flannery tipped it out of bounds. I thought it might have glanced off Ediger. Baith and Emmons are going to come back in for some instant offense.
Yeah, a wise move there by Coach Hess. 21.5 seconds left here on the clock. You want 2 of your better shooters in the game. Gives you the opportunity to drive and kick to one of them to knock down a big 3 heading into the locker room.
Davis throws it into the backcourt. 20 and counting. Here at a very full Arrow arena.
Yeah, the Ontario fans packing the away stands as well as the Arrows on the home side.
Not surprised, they travel well, 10-0. A lot of excitement around that program. Baith, spin move, fade away from 16, nothing but net. What a way to end the half. Gave Baith 5 points. 26-23 your score at halftime. We talked about Baith getting back in the game, and it paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice job there by Gabe Baith. A lot of composure as he drives, spins, able to put in the fadeaway jump shot. Arrows lead by 3. They lead the 10-0 Ontario Warriors at halftime.
Kind of a defensive-oriented first half, and the Arrows have a 3-point advantage. Stay tuned. Our halftime show is coming up, including Aiden's interview with AHS football coach Scott Valentine. That's coming your way next. You're watching Arrows basketball on the Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football. Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Well, we are back here at Arrow Arena. It is halftime, 26-23. The Arrows leading, visiting Ontario by 3. The Arrows won that second quarter by a count of 17-10. So it was a great comeback in the second quarter. The Arrows were down by 4, 13-9 at the end of the first quarter. They really poured it on in the second, and a lot of that went to Pax Ediger, who poured in 12 points to lead all scorers in the first half.
And I think these last 3 games here at home for Ashland, they were outplayed in all 3 first halves between Mansfield Senior, Lexington, and now Ontario, and they head to the locker room with a lead. So awesome stuff. But it's an honor here to be joined by our game day guests. The team at Whitcomb and Hess have your needs covered. Plan, Grow, Thrive, financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. Today we're joined by head coach of the Ashland High School football team, Coach Scott Valentine. And Coach, you've known my family and I for a very long time, so it's an honor and a privilege to be up here having a conversation with you, and I'm super excited actually next football season to be the sideline reporter for the Arrows and get to do some more interviews with you as well. So thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Coach Valentine, 19-1 in the regular season over the last 2 seasons. Reflect on what it's meant to have that success with that group of students.
Well, I think it shows a lot of the work that those guys put in, and we had great senior leadership 2 years ago, and then brought back a group of juniors that were then seniors and great senior leadership there. So, you know, happy for those kids and what they accomplished, but they earned all that.
Just got a little double duty here, playing some music for the competition. Cheerleading team out on the floor. Coach Valentine, you spent 20 years at Ashland. How would you compare this team that just finished their season a few months ago to some of the teams you've coached in years past?
It's always tough to compare because each year is different. I really, this group came out and really did a lot of great things. We were explosive on offense, had a great defense who made stops, got a lot of turnovers for us, and so, you know, it's one of those top teams because not only you just look at stats and record, but the kids we had playing did a great job.
Well, and that transitions greatly into my next question. You witnessed a lot of players break records this season for their career at AHS. What was it like going to battle with guys like Nathan Bernhardt, Gunnar Lacey, and Gabe Baith over the last couple of seasons?
Well, I think that the thing is, when I came back, they were all sophomores, and they had played, some of them had played as freshmen, and now they're seeing their growth over the last few years. It's just that's what coaching's about, seeing guys grow and mature and keep getting better. And it was I really enjoyed watching them go out and perform.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go down as some of the greatest in Arrow history, and obviously their records or their names are in the record books. So awesome to follow those four guys in their careers at AHS. You've had a lot of longtime assistant coaches with you along the way in your time here at Ashland High School, and I know Coach Cole just announced that he will be retiring and will not be back with the program next year. But what has it meant to coach with some of these guys for so long?
Well, I think that's the thing that's made our program what it is great assistant coaches. And for me, those guys who are around and the consistency in our program is really big for our program and important to the success we've had. And so, you know, I've been very fortunate and blessed to have those guys stick around with me and put up with me for all those years.
I'm sure it's not too difficult to put up with you, and obviously when you guys have success, it makes things a lot easier for you, and you guys have had a lot of success in your 20 years at Ashland High School. Now, back to Nathan Bernhard, Gunnar Lacey, Gabe Baith. Those three have all spent time on the hardwood here at Ashland High School as well. How does playing multiple sports benefit an athlete on the football field?
I really think, one thing I always encourage our guys is to be a multi-sport guy, because as a young high school kid, you're not going to gain. You're going to make some gains in the weight room, but the maturity until your hormones and your body starts changing, it's just not going to happen. And so competing, getting out there and competing on the basketball floor, on the wrestling mat, baseball, track, that competition and that want to do those things is very important, I think, to the overall development of athletes.
And I know you've always been a big proponent of that as well with your guys. Again, joined here by Wickham and Hess, game day guest, head coach of the Ashland football team, Scott Valentine. As everyone knows around this community, obviously I couldn't do an interview with you without talking about this guy, Nathan Bernhard, one of the most decorated players to ever don the orange and black. Now he prepares to transition to Maryland for Big Ten football. From your perspective, how excited are you to see one of your players make it to that high of a level of college football?
Well, I think, like anything, he has worked to get there. He has put in the time in the offseason to help himself get better, and that's the reward for him going on. Now, that next step is a huge step, and I think he knows the amount of work he's going to have to put in at that next level. But I'm excited for him and that opportunity, excited to see where he can take it, and I think he will, because of his work ethic, have a lot of success down the road.
And Coach, I know you like to dish out credit. You never really like to take credit for yourself, but we're going to take a second here to talk about you, which I know you don't like to do, but you have accomplished almost everything you can as a head coach in high school football. 8 OCC championships, 12 playoff appearances, including a trip to the Final Four Taylor Housewright's senior year. What makes Scott Valentine wake up every day and say, I want to continue to coach the Ashland Arrows?
Well, I think part of it's the staff. You have to have a good staff in the group. We get along and work well together. But then the kids, and you know, my joy comes from seeing our kids come through and develop and then be successful on game day. But then going on, and we've got guys out in the world doing great things. Mike Krespinski's with Nike, and we've got all these other doctors and lawyers and players doing great things. Your brother out there coaching, and so that's the enjoyable part for me, seeing those guys down the road, seeing them move through, but then also seeing them down the road being successful, being good fathers.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about two of those guys real quick. Speaking of Taylor Housewright, you have two former players who have the ability to impact people at the Division I level of football. Housewright, the newly hired offensive coordinator at Jacksonville State, and you alluded to my brother, the general manager at the University of Northern Iowa. How does it feel knowing that you are the head of a program that breeds long-term career success in football?
I think that's why you go into coaching. I mean, you go into coaching, you see young men grow into that and be successful. So that's the exciting part. Last
question for you, Coach Valentine. Again, thanks for joining us. Excited for next football season. You graduated from AHS in 1981, had a lot of success on the football field, which led to you becoming an All-American at Ashland University. When it's all said and done and you decide to hang it up, what does Scott Valentine want to be remembered for?
Just, I guess more than anything, the amount of stuff I did with the kids and the success we helped kids get.
That's head coach Scott Valentine, who's headed this Arrow program here in football for 20 years, had a lot of success. Coach, thanks for joining us. Look forward to next year.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Thanks to Coach Valentine. Aiden, great job. And we are just about set for third quarter action. Once again, our boys basketball sponsors want to thank the folks at Pulp for setting the team up with smoothies prior to last night's game at New Philly, and also Ashton Packaging and Greg Orthodontics for supporting the team with their post-game meals last night, getting them ready for tonight's game.
It's pretty impressive when you have a guy that's a head coach of a football team at a school for 20 years. And Scott Valentine has been so great for this school district, obviously a retired teacher at Ashland, and loads of success, including 19-1 over the last 2 years in the regular season.
Yep, a legend, no question about it. How about that? Emmons knocks down the 3 ball to start play here in the third quarter. He now has 6 points.
He also has 4 rebounds. Picked up 2 fouls there early in the second quarter, but had to sit a while. But he's making an impact tonight, shooting the basketball with 2 threes and doing a good job on the glass to get some boards.
Gonna have to remember that one as potentially the big shot of the game. Here is Schroeder, left corner, line drive 3, not there. Baith down with the rebound. Here come the Arrows. Ediger starts to drive baseline, spins, shoots. No, Remy down with the rebound. His third. Brown through traffic, left his feet, missed the shot.
It's gonna be Lacey.
Yeah, I think he was holding it up Trey Remy from behind.
It's a real shame there because I think the Arrows probably would have pulled down that rebound and had a chance to grow this lead, but nonetheless going to have to lock in on defense, which they've done a good job of doing tonight. You just don't want to continue to give Ontario second chances.
29-23. Baseline inbound for Carday Brown. Ontario in the blue, they're 10-0. Remy shut off outside the lane. Back to Brown. Lacey trying to stop an entry pass. A lot of bumping and grinding down there, and Remy with the turnaround with the right hand.
3 points for Remy, but 3 rebounds for him, making an impact down low as the tallest guy on the floor tonight.
His first field goal. Schroeder trying to jump the route, knocked the ball out of bounds. Long pass up court.
That's another example there. Paxton Ediger knows better than that. You just got to go get the basketball, and then you avoid that guy deflecting it.
Ediger got bumped. Schroeder guilty of the foul. Just underway, third quarter here. It's brought to you by Comfort Control. Working our way through the second half. Arrows lost last night at New Philly. Looks like a different team tonight, Aiden.
Yeah, I want to go back to those Ashland Eye Care keys to the game. To set Ontario's got to contain Ediger. He's got 12 points, having a big impact on offense. And for the Arrows, making Carday Brown uncomfortable, he's only got 6.
Emmons finds Lacey, back to Emmons on a give and go, and a foul called against Ontario. They got Jameer Jones. We've got him for 1. That's team foul number 2. 6:27 on the clock, third quarter. Loud in Arrow Arena this evening. Big crowd on hand. Here's Ediger going to the rim. Got the foul, but the shot would not go down the hatch.
Looked good from our angle. Thought he was going to get that one to go. Arrow Arena certainly would have erupted. Nonetheless, Pax Ediger a chance for 2 at the Connery Manufacturing free throw line.
Carday Brown guilty of the foul, and so Ediger looking for his first points of the second half. He has 12 on the night.
You normally get a pretty big crowd here in Arrow Arena when you got the Jazz Band, but sometimes it's a little sparse when they're not here, so it's cool to see that home side packed with Arrow faithful rooting on the boys tonight.
First shot good from the Connery Manufacturing free throw line. Make it 2 out of 2, 14 for Ediger. (31-25). Brown, a long 3 on the left, not there. Remy grabs the rebound, puts it up, no, but gets the foul.
It's gonna be 4 on Lacey, I believe, so he'll have to sit down. He's been real physical down low with Trey Remy, but unfortunately he's gonna have to take a seat here. Don't want to pick up your 5th foul in the third quarter. He matches up well with Remy down low, but Remy will head to the Connery Manufacturing free throw line. And free throws are going to be super important in this contest, especially with a close one down the line. Ontario has only made 2 in 11 attempts. So they're 2 of 11 from the free throw line. The Arrows are 6 of 6 from the charity stripe. Sits that substitution there. Ty Bates checks back into the game for Coach Hess.
Missed them both. And the rebound for Garrett Davis. And he takes it coast to coast and scores. Off the glass, that bank shot by Coldwell Banker, Ward Real Estate, for all your real estate needs, located right here in Ashland.
And David, I'm surprised that a team that's 10-0 is shooting so poorly from the free throw line tonight.
Get it underneath to Jones. Nice feed there. He has 4 points. 33-27.
Ontario going to pick up here in some full court pressure. Trap the inbound pass.
Ediger to Davis, ahead to Baith. Arrows have numbers. Baith back to Ediger now. Down the lane he goes, left-hand layup, perfect.
I'm sure it was tough sledding for the Arrows last night with Pax only scoring 13 and only 37 points for the team, but offense back on track here at home in Arrow Arena.
Yeah, they have 35 on the board. We have 5 minutes to go, third quarter. There's Brown. He got to the lane and scores.
His first bucket of the second half. We'll see what kind of impact he has here on this one down the stretch.
6-point lead for Ashland. Bates, catch and shoot 3, too strong off the flange. Ediger fights for the board, goes back up, blocked and fouled. They're trying to get Brown again. He thought he had all ball.
Look again.
Nice pump fake.
Must have got the hand on that block attempt.
It's like Flannery will come over and talk with Jerry Moten, get a drink of water. Ediger misfires.
First missed free throw of the night for the Arrows. And their first missed free throw since the game against Lexington before Christmas break.
Ediger, one more. Got that one, so he has 17. It's the largest lead for the Arrows now, 7 points.
Yeah, and Ontario with 4 fouls. So the Arrows, one more foul, and they're going to be at the free throw line the rest of the third quarter. Got to knock down those, especially against a team as good as Ontario.
Brown working on the baseline, draws a double team. Out front, 3-ball, nothing but net for Colby Ramian. He has 9 points.
All of a sudden, that 7-point lead cut to 4. Ashland's got to get a good look here. Got to lock down on the defensive side.
On 3, Ediger, way too strong. Long rebound comes off, and it's a run out. It'll be Brown for the layup. He's in double figures now with 10. It's a 2-point game.
And just an unforced error for the Arrows on the inbound pass. I believe we saw that a few games ago. Garrett Davis throwing the ball out of bounds. Got to take care of the basketball. You can't afford silly turnovers like that, especially in a close game.
Seems like just the thought of the pressure coming is hurrying up the Arrows a little bit. That forces the turnover. I have that for 8, Aiden. I don't know if I'm
That's
behind.
What I got Arrows for 8, Ontario for 6.
Jameer Jones hands it off to Carday Brown. That's Ramian again. Cannot make 2 in a row. And Davis comes down with the board. Ediger spinning under the hoop. No look pass O'Brien. Baith the 3. And Jones the rebound.
Got to see more aggression on the offensive side by the Arrows. You get down there under the basket, put it up, try and draw a foul. One more and you go to the free throw line.
Well, this will be a foul against the Arrows, and Emmons, that'll be number 3 on him. 3:38 to go, third quarter. We'll see Camden Powers in for Ontario. Sid's Suds sponsoring all of the subs.
Well, he replaces the 6'6" sophomore center Trey Remy, so definitely helps the Arrows in terms of matchups on the defensive end.
This is Flannery. Trendon Flannery on the dribble, guarded by Emmons. 2-point game right now. Flannery tries to tie it up, and he does.
Reed Emmons had to be wise there on defense to not pick up his 4th foul. So he kind of had to just let up when Flannery drove in there.
36-36, there's a steal. Brown scores, Ontario leads. That's a 9-0 run for Ontario right now. The 10-0 Warriors back on top by 2. Ediger will get called on a player control foul. He knocked over Camden Powers. That's the second foul on Ediger, 4th team foul. Big Mo shifting over to Ontario right now.
Yeah, I know you like to kind of see your team work their way out of the hole, and you've seen it all season long here at home, but 5 timeouts left for Coach Jason Hess. Might need to use one here soon to get the guys back under control.
2:45 to go, third quarter. Flannery looking for a screen from Jones. Emmons switches out on Flannery. Long 3 ball on the way, he got it. Trendon Flannery, 13 points. It's a 12-0 run right now for Ontario, 41-36. Baith a long 3. Off the mark, rebound on the floor. Ediger comes up with it. Nice pump fake. He got Ramian in the air and finishes from short distance. 19 for Pax.
Got to get a stop down here on defense. Ontario is on fire on the offensive end. Ashland's got to do what they've done all game long up to this point and lock down on the defensive end.
Flannery shut off by Emmons. Fade away from long distance. Davis grabs the rebound.
Garrett Davis almost got that one snatched away. Lucky to not have a turnover there and give Ontario a wide open layup.
O'Brien goes down in a heap. Actually, it was Davis who went down. The shot is up and good, and Jason Hess takes a timeout. That was Baith who hit that little jump shot outside the lane, so he now has 7 points. That one went down the hatch to make it 41-40. And a timeout taken by the Arrows. So they have 4 left, and Ontario with 3.
I need to remember that bucket there by Gabe Baith. Kind of Ontario's lead to 1. Arrows, again, a nice stop on defense here, a possession to go. Trendon Flannery's kind of found his groove on offense. The 13 points, he's the leading scorer for Ontario. Got to be careful too as Reed Emmons. Don't want to pick up that 4th foul. Surprised he's still in the contest here with only 1:40 left to go in the third quarter.
Arrows did have a 7-point lead. They're now down by 1. Ontario has the ball. They're 10-0 on the year. Ashland 4-4. Carday Brown. Arrows switch in the man-to-man. Ramian down low to Jones. Kicks it out. This is Powers. That's Flannery off balance. He throws it in.
Can't miss. Flannery can't miss right now. He's on fire, exploding for 7 points here in the third quarter.
Baith finds Davis for 3. No. Rebound down to Jameer Jones. Here comes Brown. Arrows try to stop ball. They did, but committed the foul.
I don't hate that foul there on Killian O'Brien, though it will send Ontario to the free throw line. They haven't been very successful so far from the free throw line tonight, but it gives you a chance to slow things down. Ontario's been speeding you up on the offensive side. Slow them down, make them knock down free throws. You get a chance to potentially 1 or 2 more possessions here on offense before the end of the third quarter.
Shot up and good. Brown, he has 13 now.
1 of 3 from the Connery Manufacturing free throw line.
44-40. Ontario, after getting down by 7, they have come storming back. Left-handed shooter, he's got it. Arrows with a long pass up court to a sprinting Pax Ediger, and he gets fouled under the hoop.
Ontario fouls on number 11.
There's the nice pass up court. Ediger back to the line. It's a nice look by Baith. Powers has 3 fouls. Bates is going to come in, and Emmons will leave. Ediger hits the shot.
That pass there by Bates was almost super dangerous, though. Can't afford a turnover, especially when Ontario has surged the momentum here in this third quarter.
21 for Ediger. It's 45-42. One possession game in the backcourt. Ball knocked away by Ediger, picked up by Brown. Flannery working his way through traffic. Somehow keeps the ball, shoots the 3. He nailed it. Flannery is unconscious right now. He has 18 points.
Defensive breakdown there for the Arrows. Out of sorts with the 2-2-1 press. Flannery's able to get a wide open look for 3, knocks it down. Big possession here on offense, down in the third quarter.
10 seconds to go in the third. Bates lays it up, no. Jameer Jones the rebound. Long shot, not there. Not sure if it would have counted or not, but anyway, it's 48-42 Ontario after 3. We have the all-important fourth quarter just ahead from Arrow Arena. We'll take this time out on the Arrows Broadcasting Network, brought to you by Sarver Paving.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Our fourth quarter is brought to you by Comfort Control. We checked the Simons and Construction scoreboard. It's 48-42 Ontario. They're undefeated, 10-0. They're up by 6 as we start the fourth quarter. See if the Arrows have a fourth quarter comeback in them to try and get back in the win column.
Remember what Coach Hess said in that interview after the Lexington game. At some point, these comebacks are not sustainable. We'll see if they can do it again tonight.
Schroeder along the baseline.
He traveled.
Brown, long 3 off the flange, and it's Emmons to run down the rebound for the Arrows. They'll have to be efficient offensively here. Emmons catch and shoot 3, missed it short. Ball's out of bounds. They're going to call a foul against Ashland on the back.
I don't know about that.
Well, Ediger gets the foul, his 3rd, team foul number 1.
I don't know about that. Pax did a good job to avoid the contact, throw the ball off of the Ontario Warrior. But you got to fight through adversity. Down 6, need a stop on defense.
Carde Brown. Schroeder back to Brown, 3-point range on the left. Not a lot of movement right now by the Warriors.
No reason to, right? As long as they can take care of the basketball. No turnovers there in the third quarter for Ontario. They only got 6 in the game.
Nice dish to Jones. Give Flannery the assist. Jameer Jones now with 6 points. 50-42 Ontario. Long 3 straight on. Not there. Shot's not falling right now. Brown down with the board.
You saw Garrett Davis think about that shot there, and anytime you tend to take some time to think about it, you're never going to get it.
They'll get Flannery on the charge. Emmons took the brunt of that contact. Sarver Paving replay here. Emmons getting in position.
It's only Flannery's first. He's done a good job on well, I guess that's an offensive foul. He's done a good job on defense to not pick up any fouls tonight down there, and very efficient on offense with 18 points.
Careless pass stolen away. Ontario has it. That was Schroeder who picked it Nice wraparound pass. Jones will go to the line. I think they'll get O'Brien on the foul. They'll have a chance to push the lead to 10.
Arrow's defensive effort has slowly deteriorated. Really good defensive effort in that first half. 25 points from Ontario in that third quarter. And they've got the only 2 points in the fourth quarter with about a minute and a half passed.
Jones hits, so he has 7. Ontario scored 25 points in the third quarter after scoring 23 in the first 2 quarters. Missed the second, and Garrett Davis down with the rebound.
Just a lot of defensive breakdowns for the Arrows. I don't know if they're getting tired or what.
It is the second of back-to-backs for both teams. Fadeaway Emmons, not there. Brown, the rebound. Baith hawking him down court. 9-point lead for Ontario. We have 6 to go here in the fourth.
They're going to have to speed up Ontario on offense. 6 minutes will go quickly if they don't.
They're looking for their opening, and Brown does draw the foul. They're just attacking the basket every time. Baith guilty of the foul. That's his third.
Gabe was talking to the official after that play, telling him how the guy he's guarding is hooking him when he's driving. So just trying to get the official to look for that. Gabe Baith doing all he can.
This will be Brown at the line. He has 14 points.
Third trip to the Connery Manufacturing free throw line.
15. 52-42. Indeed, it is a 10-0. Make it a 17-point turnaround. 53-42. 11-point lead for the unbeaten Warriors. They were down by 7, so it's been an 18-point swing since the Arrows had that 7-point lead. Baith to the rim, got fouled. He'll go to the line.
That would have been big if Gabe could have finished through contact there. Instead, draws a foul. Head to the free throw line.
It was 36-29 Ashland, and that's when the bottom fell out. 53-42 Ontario. Baith can get it back to single digits. He misses the first. One more coming.
Well, it was a Gabe Baith bucket, too, that cut the Ontario lead to 41-40. Now the score 53-42. Got to take advantage with the clock stopped, especially down 11. Arrows are going to have to shoot flawless down the stretch, too.
Baith makes good on the second, so he has 8. 53-43. Arrows need some stops and some threes. O'Brien guilty of the foul, his third. Team foul number 4.
Brown there driving on Killian O'Brien, flails his head back and gets the foul call. Got to do a better job of moving your feet. Can't make it close.
Brown fouled again. O'Brien again sort of took the bait there. 2 shots coming up for Cardé Brown. That's 4 on O'Brien.
5 fouls on the Arrows. And the first 2.5 minutes of this fourth quarter, Ontario's shooting free throws the rest of the way. That's going to be tough down the stretch for Ashland. Got to play very cleanly on the defensive end. And gone are the days of 1-and-1.
Yep, 2 shots now, regardless of the situation. On every foul. Brown, 1 more. And he missed them both, and Emmons grabs the rebound. This goes to Baith. He will try and drive, taps it over to O'Brien, and now Ediger spins and throws up the layup and knocks it down. He has 23.
Paxton keeping the Arrows in this game with his 23 points. Gonna need more stops on the defensive end. Gotta move your feet.
8-point lead for Ontario. Brown Has his pass stolen away. Baith with a wide open layup. Got it. Turnover Warriors. 10 for Baith. And it's a 6-point game.
If you're Coach Hess, you're thinking stop, score, Arrow's able to score, get a stop, go down, get a layup in transition. Need another stop here.
Now Emmons deflects a pass out of bounds. They were looking down low for Colby Ramian.
The good news is Coach Hess still has 4 timeouts left. Only used 1 so far in this contest.
Lob pass into the corner to Brown. Guarded by Garrett Davis. 4:29 to go, fourth quarter, 6-point game and a steal. Ediger has the ball 1-on-2. He's going to wait for help. Emmons stops and pops and misses. Rebound put back by Davis. No, got his own miss. Emmons for 3. Too long. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Ontario. Davis a couple of boards there. They could not get it to go back in on the second or third effort.
I hate to say this, but you got to get the ball in Paxton Edgar's hands. Paxton Edgar, 23 points tonight. He's really been on fire on offense. No disrespect to the other guys, but he's been your leader all season long.
Brown will shoot a 3 and miss everything. It's out of bounds to the Arrows. That went off of Powers underneath. Was not expecting the air ball. I'm a little surprised they pulled the trigger there on distance.
It's a first-team rebound, or second-team rebound for the Arrows tonight.
There's Ediger, drives to the hoop, the step through, and the finish, 25.
That's why you get the ball to Paxton Ediger. He's able to finish around the rim and kick out to open three-point shooters. Got to knock down shots down the stretch here.
Now the Arrows on a 7-0 run, 53-49. Ontario by 4. Brown, a wild shot. No. Rebound to Jones. He's cleaning up underneath. He puts it in and has 9 points, giving the rebound and the bucket. 55-49. A 2-possession game right now.
Arrows also got to be careful on defense. They got 4 guys on the floor with 3 or more fouls. O'Brien
to Emmons, now to Baith. Arrows working the perimeter. Baith to the hoop. Scores. Counted. He got fouled. An and 1 opportunity, which we'll see again right here. It's brought to you by the Norma Foundation, rewarding big plays on the court and big ideas off it. Flannery, the foul, his second. Baith with a dozen points.
Gabe Baith is really impressive when he gets going downhill. He's able to finish through contact. That was a huge bucket for the Arrows and a huge and 1 opportunity converted. Gabe Baith up to 13 points. Arrows down by 3. 3:06 left to go. Need a stop here on defense. The Arrow fans can feel it.
It was just a moment ago. They were down 11. There is Flannery underneath to the big man Remy, and a timeout taken by Jerry Moten, and maybe regrets it now. He takes the 30. They got it into Trey Remy, who was wide open underneath the hoop, but they stop play for the timeout. 2 left now for Moten and the Warriors.
And that's good news, though, for Jason Hess. He's got 4 left with a lot of time here in the fourth quarter still. Arrows only down 3. It starts with a stop down here. I sound repetitive, but it's obvious they were so good in that first half defensively. Just need a few more stops, convert on the offensive end, and they can pull this one out tonight.
Well, we hope you'll stay tuned for our Janney post-game show. We'll have all the stats, scoring, and interviews coming up after the end of the ball game. 55-52. Arrows need a stop. Flannery has the ball, so we're back to action. Ontario ball, they're 10-0. There's Remy going up for the dunk. It was partially deflected, but he got it to fall anyway.
I tell you what, though, Reed Emmons going up for that, not picking up a foul, and not allowing Remy to dunk it. It's huge because dunks are such big momentum grabbers.
Ediger turns around, sinks the shot off the glass. 27.
This is where you got to get your stop. Feels like you need one here. Only down 3, but absolutely got to get one here on the defensive end.
Yeah, this could be a potential turning point of the game. If the Arrows can get the stop here, and they might have done it. Nope, Brown kept the ball after losing it momentarily. Schroeder surveying the defense. He's out near the timeline. Now Brown. Flannery a three. No, and the rebound down to Davis. He's cleaning up on the glass tonight. Here's Davis driving, lost it, turnover, Arrows. Flannery to the other end, scoops it up and in. He has 20. That was a big turnover. 1:40, fourth quarter, 59-54. Baith lost it. O'Brien picks up the loose ball. Emmons wide open for three. Short. Rebound to Flannery.
I don't know why. We need timeout. We need to take a timeout there.
There's Remy. He's fouled. That stops the clock with 1:20.
Arrow fouls number 10, Garrett Davis.
Davis picks up the foul. They'll send the big man to the line. He has 5 points on the night.
At the line shooting 2 for Ontario.
Remy 1 for 6 from the Connery Manufacturing free throw line tonight.
That one rims out. 5-point game. Still anybody's ball game right now. Ontario with the lead. Their undefeated record on the line. They have taken the Arrows' best shots tonight. Baith the rebound off the 2 misses. Davis to Ediger. Ediger the step back 3. No. Long rebound goes to Brown, and then a foul in the backcourt. A little bit of incidental contact there, but Brown secures it. Arrows needed that one to go in. 108. O'Brien is out. Ty Bates comes in. We have 108 on the clock, 59-54.
So soft.
Shot up and good. Brown has 16. Brown and Flannery, their top 2 scorers, have combined now for 34 points. Good on both. 61-54. Arrows need a bucket here. Baith will drive and look for some contact. Bates to Ediger, guarded by Flannery. Falls down, still has the ball, looks for help. Gets it to Davis for 3. Off the back iron, no. Ediger grabs the rebound. Long 3, got it, Emmons. Emmons knocks down the 3 ball. He has 9 points. That pulls the Arrows to within 4 at 61-57, and a timeout taken by the Arrows with 42 ticks left. A scramble in a wild sequence. I think Emmons comes up with the ball and the shot goes in.
I don't know if the officials are talking about this, but they need to add some time to the clock. Coach has called that timeout. Looks like they're going to do that now. At least a second ran off the clock. That's a huge 3, though, by Emmons. The Arrows had gone empty on the offensive side so many times down the stretch here. A huge 3-pointer. Gonna have to probably go into the fouling situation, but you gotta be careful because a lot of your guys are in foul trouble. So you gotta be wise about who you foul. I mean, Remy is probably gonna be out of the game, I'd imagine, for Coach Moulton. For Coach Moten, excuse me. He's 1 for 8 from the free throw line. Looks like they added a 2.5 seconds, I believe, to the game clock, 43.9, but it's gonna take a lot for the Arrows to pull this one out. They've had their chances, though, David.
We'll see if they get a steal here. That's obviously priority 1. And you're right, Aiden, they'll probably have to start trying to extend the game. Arrows will not guard the inbounds passer. They do get it into Schroeder, and he's fouled by Gabe Baith. That's 4 on Gabe. It will send Schroeder to the line, who does not have a point tonight.
Yeah, he doesn't have a point. He also has not been to the free throw line. So his first trip to the line. That's the kind of person you want to foul, though. Someone that hasn't been to the line tonight. Puts a lot of pressure on him, the 73% free throw shooter, to deliver in the clutch moment here.
If he does hit both, it's still a 2-possession game with 40 seconds left. Shot up and good. Schroeder, his first point. 62-57.
So coach has, since that substitution, going to put Kingston Jenkins more of a threat offensively than Ty Bates.
Second shot missed, and Emmons has the board for Ashland. In the front court, 37 seconds left. Have to take care of the ball for sure, and a whistle and a timeout. 2 remaining for Jason Hess. So it's a 5-point game. 33 ticks left on the clock in regulation. Again, our boys basketball sponsors, like to thank Applebee's for sponsoring the Applebee's Player of the Game, as well as Rockin' Our Meats for getting the student section rocking this evening. We'll have our Janney post-game show, including post-game reaction coming up.
It's a big possession, obviously, for Ashland. I think we know who's going to take the shot, or at least who should take the shot.
5-point deficit. You don't have to go for a 3 here.
Just got to go quick.
Bates with the ball, comes off a screen. He wants to drive, goes to the glass, misses the bunny underneath, and a foul on the rebound. Ediger goes down in a heap. Arrows had a good look there. It would not go in. They're going to call the foul on Schroeder.
That's very fortunate there for Ashland.
Only their 4th foul, though. So they are not over the limit yet. They inbound to Bates. Again, tries to drive. Throws to Jenkins. Bates, step back, long 3. No, and the rebound to Brown. And he is fouled in the backcourt. That was a huge rebound for Carday Brown. Maybe his biggest of the night. To secure that miss.
Not enough urgency, David, on offense there for Ashland. Too much time ran off the clock. Didn't get good enough looks. You had a good enough look from Gabe Bates there, just unable to finish. They got the rebound, and then with that second opportunity, not a good enough look.
Only 16.7 left, and now Brown trying to ice it. He has 18. That makes it 63-57. Ontario in a favorable position here. That one's good. 19 for him. Calmly hits both free throws. Ediger to Bates. Lost it underneath. And Ontario will be able to dribble out the time, but a foul in the backcourt against Bates. That'll be his 5th. And the Ontario faithful who traveled over here to Arrow Arena, they are starting to celebrate. Why not? They're up 64-57 with 9 seconds left.
5th foul there on Gabe Bates. He's done it for the night. A good effort by the Arrows. Had their chances. A good learning moment for the Arrows. Obviously, no harm in the conference with the outcome of this one tonight, if that happens to be a loss. But nonetheless, learned a lot. Definitely a bounce-back effort from that new Philly game. Just unable to get it done here tonight.
Yeah, no question. There are times when the Arrows looked to be in a position to take control of this game. Did not happen. 1 out of 2. Davis down with another rebound. Here is a long 3, knocked down by Brady Booth. And that'll do it. Booth, the junior, makes it 65-60, and that is indeed the final score as Ontario comes in and defeats Ashland to improve to 11-0 on the year. A talented group. They are going to definitely challenge in Division 4 to go a long way in the state tournament in a couple of months. The Arrows are 4-5. Handshakes at midcourt, and this one is history. Stay tuned. Our post-game show, brought to you by Janney and Mansfield, is coming right up after this timeout on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work. It's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to the Arrows Broadcasting Network presented by Sarber Paving. Our post-game show and interviews are brought to you by Janney in Mansfield. Financial advice from experienced people you can trust. Check out Rich Story at Janney.com for all your financial needs. That's JANNEY.com. A final score of 65-60 as the Ontario Warriors stay unbeaten. They are 11-0 now. They are 6-0 in road games. Ashland drops to 4-5. They suffer their first home loss of this 25-26 season. Arrows next will see West Holmes at home on Friday. We'll have that one for you. And Ontario will play host to River Valley in a key MOAC game on Friday night at Ontario. Let's check our post-game stat recap brought to you by your hometown law leader, the law offices of Andrew Bush, located right here in Ashland. Eden is tallying up some of the team numbers. We can go over the individual scoring for the Arrows. Kingston Jenkins finished with 2 points. So a couple of boards in the first half. Killian O'Brien did not score, notched 1 rebound. Gabe Bates scored 13, had 2 boards in the game, including a late 3-point play that kept the Arrows in it. Reed Emmons finishes with 9 points. He had 7 rebounds unofficially. Garrett Davis, the junior guard, finished with 4 points. I had him with 11 rebounds.
I had 12.
Okay, we'll go with Aiden's 12.
Nice job by Garrett on the offensive and defensive
He
glass.
was all over the glass. Ty Bates, all in the first half, 2 points, 4 boards. Brady Booth off the bench late when Gabe Bates fouled out. He hit a late 3. That was his 2nd of the season. Pax Ediger this evening finished with 27 points, 2 above his season average. Just outstanding tonight, and he was absolutely hounded defensively all evening by the Warriors. Brandon Briggs, 2 rebounds in the ball game, did not score. So 10 Arrows played, 11 Arrows played, 9 scored, 2 in double figures, Baith and Ediger. For Ontario, their individual scoring leaders, Carday Brown, 19, Trendon Flannery with 18. So they carried the bulk of the scoring, 37 combined points. For Brown, 52 points this weekend, 33 last night, 19 this evening. Trey Remy, the big 6'6" sophomore center, had 5 points, 9 for Colby Ramian. Jameer Jones did a nice job. He had 9, including some offensive rebounds and putbacks. And Remington Schroeder finished with 2 points. He had 2 free throws late in the ballgame. Had some rebounds as well for Ontario, but it was the Brown and Flannery show, just like we were expecting. And those 2 guys, very talented and twitchy players, capable of driving to the rim on any possession, which they really did in the second half. It'll be interesting to hear Jason's thoughts on that? It was clear that Ontario came out in the second half with the game plan to really attack the rim. They had very few possessions where they settled for threes. When they did, they seemed to knock them down. But they were really aggressive to the basket. It led to some fouls, foul trouble for the Arrows, and ultimately a 65-60 victory for Ontario. Some other stats, Andrew. Aiden, what do you have?
Well, we had the Arrows. This is pretty surprising to me. The Arrows actually out-rebounding Ontario. I unofficially have 36 rebounds for Ashland, 26 rebounds for Ontario, but Ontario did a good job of taking care of the basketball. Only 9 turnovers, only 3 turnovers in the second half. So impressive stuff from Ontario. Ashland, better than the last game. They didn't have 21 like they did against New Philly last night, but 13 turnovers for the Arrows. And I don't have official shooting numbers, but I would venture to say that Ontario shot the ball a little better than Ashland did tonight. Ashland didn't knock down the three-pointer like they have been here at home, and that proved to be costly. 2 more threes go down for Ashland, and we're talking about a completely different ball game and a completely different result.
Yeah, they got cold late, especially when they were desperate to get the threes, and it just was not happening. Player of the game, delivered by Truax Printing, your full-service commercial printing source in Ashland and Loudonville, truaxprinting.com. I think we have to go with Pax.
Yeah, for sure. Paxton Edgar, 27 points, 4 rebounds, just gave it his all tonight. Unfortunately, the Arrows come up a little bit short, but nice to see Paxton bounce back after a 13-point performance the other night. 27 points for him. He shot the ball pretty efficiently as well from the field. I'd like to see him get the ball a little more there down the stretch, as he was having a good night, but sometimes it doesn't always work out that way with the amount of pressure they put on him. So Ontario did a good job defending him down the stretch, because he was kind of quiet in the last couple minutes of that game. He got to 27 there early in the fourth quarter and didn't score the rest of the way. And what's really impressive, honestly, I know I'm kind of bouncing away from that Truax Printing player of the game, but Carde Brown with his 20 points, his last 8 points all came from the free throw line, and he was 8 for 10 in his last 5 trips to the free throw line. So Ontario didn't shoot the ball terrifically or too well there from the free throw line in the first half, but when it mattered, they knocked them down, and that's why they're 11-0, David.
I only had them for 7 turnovers. I might have missed one late or so, but they kept hold of the ball tonight and just did not give the Arrows a whole lot of live ball turnovers and opportunities. Take a look at our turning point of the game, built by Bo Lacey Construction. Experience you can trust, done right on time. The Arrows were up 36-29, and then Ontario went on a 12-0 run. Aiden, we were really thinking that the Arrows were taking control, and that's when they really started driving to the basket and scoring consistently, and they ratcheted up the defense, forced some turnovers. A 12-0 run made it 41-36. It seemed like all that happened in the span of just a couple minutes.
Yeah, I mean, 26 points in the second half from Carde Brown and Trenton Flannery combined. Those 2 guys who've led this team to that undefeated start coming into tonight showed up down the stretch and were able to carry this Ontario team to victory. And certainly it was that run. It just felt like the Arrows couldn't get anything going offensively. Every time they threw a shot up, it wouldn't go, and a few turnovers as well during that stretch, and that proved to be costly for Ashland.
Big shot of the game. We have a few to choose from. Big shot of the game brought to you by our friends at Big Land Home Improvement and Property Maintenance, located right here in Ashland. Check them out for all your home improvement and property management needs. I marked 2 on my sheet, both by Reed Emmons. One came early in the third quarter. It made it 29-23 Ashland at the time, gave them their largest lead at that juncture. A 3 by Emmons, and then he hit one late to make it 61-57 Ontario on sort of a scrambling possession where Emmons ended up with the ball, hit a right wing 3 that kept the Arrows in it. So a couple of big shots, both by Reed Emmons tonight. Our big shot of the game brought to you by our friends at Big Land Home Improvement and Property Maintenance. 65-60, the Warriors win over the Arrows. A very tough ball game, a tough opponent. And the Arrows fall here to drop to 4-5 on the year. But back to conference action on Friday here at home. That'll be our next broadcast of boys basketball. The ladies will be here on Wednesday for a game that we'll have here on the Arrows Broadcasting Network. We'll try to endeavor maybe to find a score on that West Holmes game tonight in girls varsity basketball. Looks like Coach Hess is joining us for some post-game thoughts. He's ready to go. Aiden, take it away.
Well, Coach Hess, obviously a tough loss tonight. A game that you probably felt like you guys could have came out on top, had some chances, had a lead there in the second half. Ontario, a 12-0 run to kind of turn things around, but obviously a non-conference opponent, so it doesn't really hurt the goals in terms of winning the conference, and certainly a bounce back from last night. What did you see from the guys after a tough performance last night?
Well, the effort was good. The effort was good last night, and that's what I told the guys. You know, the one positive we can take from this weekend is we came out and competed, and we played hard. So from a coach's perspective, it's nice not to have to coach effort. If we have to start coaching effort, we got a lot of problems that are hard to correct. You know, and unfortunately, we're in a little bit of a slump right now. We're not shooting the ball real well. And, you know, I know we've got better shooters than what we're showing in the game. So, you know, we got to look at some things on what we got to do to try to get our guys getting better shots in rhythm, to see the ball go through the basket, see that shooting percentage go up. I know. So it's hard for us to win when we don't shoot the ball well. I mean, it's a shot maker's game, and you know, we didn't make shots, at least not enough of them tonight.
Yeah, and absolutely, you guys did a good job on the glass. Unofficially, I had 36 rebounds for you guys and 28 for them, so you out-rebounded them and definitely got a lot of chances at some second opportunities. Just unfortunately, I mean, two three-pointers more made for you guys, and we're talking about a completely different result tonight. Yeah. How tough is it? Obviously, you guys did a good job controlling Carde Brown and Flannery there in that first half, but they explode for a combined 26 points there in the second half. How tough is it when you have an opponent that has two guys score 20 plus?
Well, you know, they got multiple guys that can score in different ways, and they're so good handling the basketball. That's what makes it tough, and especially when we got behind there in the fourth quarter, to have to chase those guys, because they can spread you out, they can get to the rim, they finish well around the basket, and they were able to find some drop-offs too. So when you got two of those guys, it's hard to focus in on just one of them. We were trying to give some extra help in there, but you know, they did get theirs tonight.
I know, obviously, still trying to decipher everything that happened. What's your biggest takeaway? Obviously, we talked about the effort, but what's the biggest takeaway from this game against a really tough Ontario team?
Well, I think, you know, defensively, I thought we did a lot of things well. You know, for us, when we look at the offensive stats and the offensive numbers, we've got to make more shots, and some of that has to do with our shot selection. I know our guys feel comfortable and are confident shooting the ball from 27 feet, but there's no extra points from behind 19-6. So until we can consistently make those, we may have to look for other scoring opportunities. That and some timely turnovers really hurt us. You know, I think we had some turnovers at some of the wrong times in the game that allowed them to either make that run that you were talking about there at the end of the third, or there in the fourth quarter, we got it down to one possession, had the basketball, you know, and then a turnover, and then it went back out to a 2-3 possession game.
And then 4-5 now, Coach, but still 3-2 in the OCC, tied for second place, still a lot to play for. I mean, you guys are playing good basketball. It's just you're getting in some of these close games. Obviously, another slow start tonight. You guys were only down by 4, but a slow offensive start there in that first quarter. How do the Arrows get back on track versus West Holmes next Friday?
Well, you know, we got to regroup. We're going to watch a lot of film on Monday, try to make this a learning opportunity from this weekend's losses. And I told the guys we still got over half the season left to play. So we've got the pieces in the locker room that we need to go on a run here and string together some wins, and we've got to figure some things out and maybe adjust the way we're practicing a little bit, maybe make some changes in what we're doing, and you know, keep playing hard and go from there.
One more question about tonight, Coach. We talked before the game about last night and how the 21 turnovers against New Philly really was costly for you guys, as that allowed them to get their fast break layups, and that's what Ontario does as well. We mentioned you guys only had 13 turnovers tonight, so took care of the basketball. I lost my train of thought there, Coach. But you mentioned those turnovers just came at super costly times. How do you guys, I guess, like down the stretch, what's it take to take better care of the basketball, I guess? I mean, obviously you can't really simulate the pressure of the game in those situations. You haven't found yourself, I mean, you have here at home. You guys haven't lost a game here at home till tonight. How do you guys simulate those situations in practice to try and better improve upon those moments?
That's a challenge because, like you said, there's no substitute for game experience. And, we've got a senior group that's been through this for a couple years. A lot of them have been playing 3-4 years. So, I think it's just a matter of hopefully we're at the point now where some of that football legs and football rust is worn off and our guys are starting to get back into basketball shape and the basketball feel. And it's just a matter of understanding just the magnitude in the especially in the fourth quarter late in the game, the magnitude and how all those possessions are magnified, and there's a little more pressure on them, and guys being willing to step up and handle the basketball and make those plays at the end of the game.
Well, that's head coach Jason Hess. Arrows fall to 4-5, but a good chance to bounce back next Friday right here at home against West Holmes. We'll talk to you then, Coach.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, that is Jason Hess joining our post-game show, as he always does, after Arrows wins or losses, which we appreciate. And it was a tough one tonight, no doubt about it, 65-60. Last thing we need to name, Aiden, our play of the game, built by Bo Lacey Construction. Experience you can trust, done right on time. I think I look back at a three. I think it was Trendon Flannery hit a three when it was 38-36. That was part of that 12-0 run. He made it 41-36 at the time. That was kind of a early dagger in the second half. But Flannery was outstanding tonight. That's our play of the game.
Yeah, Ontario just, they were hitting the big shots when it mattered tonight, and that was the turning point, the play of the game, whatever you want to call it. Ontario just hit the shots when it mattered, and that's why they were able to reign victorious 65-60 and snatch one from the Arrows here at home, their first home loss of the 2025-2026 campaign on their home floor.
Our next broadcast right there on your screen, girls basketball on Wednesday night. Mansfield Senior here. 7:30 start. We'll have pregame coverage right after the completion of the JV game. And then we'll have boys action next Friday as West Holmes comes in as well for another OCC matchup here at Arrow Arena. Do not have a score coming in on that girls game that was played at West Holmes tonight, so you can check that after we get home tonight, see how the ladies did. Aiden, great job tonight. We'll see you on Wednesday, partner.
Yep. Hopefully the Arrow ladies got it done in the dungeon over there in Millersburg and kept things undefeated, and we can hopefully call another Lady Arrow victory on Wednesday.
Special thanks to Brandon Gunder on a job well done at the controls this evening. We thank all of you for watching. We appreciate your loyalty and viewership and your devotion to Arrows basketball. For Aiden Chandler and Brandon Gunder, David Wilson now saying goodbye from Arrow Arena. Once again, the final score, it was Ontario 65 and Ashland 60. Please stay tuned for more Arrows basketball this Wednesday night. You can follow Arrows basketball all season here on YouTube. It's the Arrows Broadcasting Network presented by Sarver Paving. Have a good night and goodbye from Arrow Arena.